Now, from News Channel 8, this is Good Morning Washington.
9:50 now, and our wedding week continues here on GMW as we learn what it takes to take your wedding cake from 0 to 100. We want to welcome Victoria Wu, owner of Cakes by Happy Eatery, to break down top wedding cake trends for this season. Good morning.
Good morning. Thank you.
It seems like every year there's something new when it comes to the over-the-top cakes and the cake that everybody is talking about when they leave the reception.
Absolutely. You know, the millennials have really changed the industry of food, including the cakes. So they are what I call a foodie generation. They know what they like to visually, and they know what they would like to taste. I mean, they're definitely more well-traveled. They do the traditional as well as the fusion foods and the desserts, things like that. So that's what cakes are all about, is this blending of what is it that they like in terms of experience and self-expression.
How much of it is the actual cake and the flavor and, you know, how moist it is and how, you know, well it's baked versus just how does it look overall?
No, it has to look good.
It's all about the look.
It's got to look good and taste good.
Okay, all right.
Again, they're the foodie generation, so they have to have what they want. But, you know, gone are the days where you have to have the all obligatory vanilla cake with the all white icing.
Oh, yeah.
You could do different things and you could blend it. It's just like some of the samples that we brought in here today. Like this second one over here with the bling design.
Everybody's been talking all about this all morning long.
That is a kind of a traditional setup in terms of multi-tier, but you've got the bling on there, you've got the rosette, and this is done in a whipped cream icing. Not all cakes have to be done in buttercream or in fondant, so you could do it very nice and smooth, so it gives you that soft icing. Some people, we all agree fondant is gorgeous, so we have a fondant style cake here where we did with the brushed gold and some pink and some gold painted roses off on the sides.
So you painted the fondant gold?
Correct. When we have to paint, then we definitely have to use a fondant. Or if there's the coloration of the cake is really dark, I'm talking about the icing portion of it, then you definitely want to use fondant. So like some of the beautiful designs, red with the gold painted, definitely fondant.
What are some of the trends for this season when it comes to colors? If you do want to maybe deviate from the traditional all white, what are some of the trends you're seeing for colors?
Absolutely. The metallic is very popular, whether it's in the gold or even in the silver, as represented by those ribbon bands right through there. So you still want to have kind of a what we call neutral color cake. So with this, you have a little bit of texture. So we did a little bit of a fondant band through here with a buttercream icing.
I love it. It looks like little champagne bubbles.
It does. You know, it's like you can do all sorts of things. That's what I said. You have to look good and taste good.
Okay, and then let's talk about budget.
Yes.
Are people still wanting to shell out a pretty penny when it comes to the cake? This is not a cost-cutting area.
It's one of those things that goes back to self-expression and is what you value. So you can certainly do certain things to bring down the cost of the cake. Something like this is just going to get higher budget. You've got metallic gold that has to be painted on top of fondant, a lot more of the sugar florals right through there. The cake topper, very modern. This is a very popular one right through here. The one that we keep referring to, like the silver bling one, this one that we did in the whipped cream would have had a lower budget than the fondant. So we don't necessarily need to use fondant, but it's beautiful and smooth.
It is,
Same thing with this buttercream. And then if you're more the whimsical, definitely the rustic style.
This down here.
So a lot of people will use rustic.
Okay, do you have a lot of orders here in our area for a groom's cake?
Oh, absolutely. We did a little fun.
That seemed to be a southern thing. Nobody knew what I was talking about, but this was kind of reminded me of what a typical groom's cake would look like.
You can certainly do that as a groom's cake, or if you're having, like, again, a whimsical rustic, if you're out at a vineyard, you can certainly do it that way. And then this was a little nod to the groom's cake with the Pokemon.
Oh my Lord,
and some people, again, they'll have the traditional, but then they'll have us put maybe the little superhero coming out of the cake. A little nod towards the fun.
And then finally, before I let you go, I've also been to a lot of weddings this year where I've seen the couple completely forego the cake altogether, but they've got cupcakes or macaroons or something like that.
You can certainly do a dessert bar. So the dessert bar, we could combine the cake, a little two-tier cake, even like this cake up there, with a combination of the dessert bar. So we could elevate that right in the middle, do different platters of different wonderful pastries. And then one thing that we also, when you're having a function and a wedding, there are some people that have special dietary needs.
That's true.
So what we did was you can have beautiful chocolate vegan cupcakes right through here. That can be also into the cake.
Okay.
It could also be in the top tier. And then also gluten-free.
Okay.
As well as sugar-free parfait cups that we did.
I love it. Okay, we've got to wrap up. You are going to be at an event.
Yes, we are. We're going to be over at the Washington Wedding Experience on September 11th over at the Convention Center in D.C. and on the 18th at Eagle Bank Arena. So come see us. There'll be a lot of samples and cakes over there.
All right. A sweet treat. Victoria, thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Appreciate it.